Good evening, everybody. Some of you are thinking about careers in medicine, law enforcement, or perhaps business. So you have to ask yourself, how did you come up with this dream? And how will you get there? Because one thing I can guarantee you, you won't get there by yourself. My name is Steven Quadrado. I'm going to talk to you about a dilemma in our society that not many people talk about and needs to be addressed as soon as possible. It's regarding teachers' pay. There are two arguments when talking about how teachers should be paid. One side says the way teachers are paid should be based on performance. The other side says pay should be competitive and with the average salaries of other professions. Both arguments are correct and make a valid point. However, how do you measure a teacher's performance? Well, school districts and states don't actually measure teachers' performance. They measure the students' performance by way of standardized testing. There has been a study that says there is no evidence to show that how much a teacher makes can make significant impact on how students do on the standardized testing. So as far as what scores students could get and whether more money is warranted for teachers that score better grades by way of their students is not a valid argument because it's not actually proven. These are just strictly opinions. But I don't want to speak to you about opinions. I want to talk to you about facts. And here are some facts that I would like to talk to you about. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 1.9 million teachers jobs from 2014 to 2024. Many of you would say, well, that's a good thing. There is job growth, the economy must be doing well. That's not true. The result of the job opening is not from economic growth, it's from teachers quitting. Every year, 20% of teachers in urban districts quit. And I'm not talking about neighborhoods with just Spanish and black people. I'm talking about urban districts where it's mostly cities with large populations of people. Nationwide, 1/3 of all teachers leave the profession by year number 5. Additionally, over the next 10 years, 1.72 million teachers will become eligible for retirement. When you add this up, this is how that projection was produced. We need to find ways to keep teachers employed and in the profession. Other countries seem to have it figured out. South Korea pays their teachers an average of 250% more than what we do. If they are taking care of their teachers in that matter, you would think there would be a lot less teachers quitting. Finland and Singapore pay for teacher training. There is nothing that is more insulting from society other than the VA making a veteran wait 6 months for a doctor visit, is to have teachers enter their profession with large student loans when their intent is to give back to society. Ontario, Canada puts full trust in their teachers. In other words, they allow their teachers to teach, and instead of making their teachers become standardized test preparers. Let's see how these shortages are starting to affect us. In 2016 to 17, Florida recorded over 2,000 unfilled vacancies on the first day of school. And this count likely underestimates the shortages because the state does not report counts of uncertified teachers. So what it's saying is that Florida is not telling you the number of teachers that are not certified. and that do not have the credentials to actually teach. We also know that Florida has an obsession with not reporting numbers correctly. In New York, over 4,000 teachers had no valid teaching certificate. 7% or over 14,000 of the teachers were teaching outside of their certification areas. So here we got large amounts with no teacher credentials, and teachers that came in teaching one subject having to take on another class, totally different subject, in order to fill the position. In Texas, we have over almost 1,500 academic teachers who are teaching on emergency, non-renewable, or temporary permits. An additional almost 15,000 were teaching with a probationary certificate while concurrently enrolled in an alternative certificate program. In other words, large amounts of teachers not certified, unlicensed to teach. Now ask yourself, how many of you have had teachers where you thought all of a sudden, now that you think about it, were probably not certified to teach that course? What can we do about it? A survey polled 900 top-tier American college students and found that 68% would consider teaching if salary started at $65,000. In other words, here we have the cream of the crop. They were willing to teach your kids someday if they would just be paid a respectable salary that's competitive with other professions. That would definitely boost the quality of education in our system. In conclusion, if we are to maintain our level of superpower and influence on the world, we need to maintain our education and do everything we can to promote the good talent, good teaching talent to the teaching career, and pay them what needs to be paid in order to stop the teacher apocalypse from coming. Also, as much as we appreciate teachers, an apple is not going to pay the bills. Thank you for your time.